The lighthouse stood alone, a stark silhouette against the unforgiving sky. It was a sentinel on Harrow's Point, a place whispered to be haunted. Sea-battered and wind-scoured, the lighthouse had witnessed countless storms, its lamp a beacon through the darkest nights. Some said the darkness lingered even in daylight. The locals knew its story, a tale passed down through generations. A tale of a heartbroken lighthouse keeper driven to madness by the loss of his love at sea. His spirit, they said, still haunted the tower, forever searching for his lost love in the endless expanse of the ocean. Olivia, a photographer drawn to forgotten places, arrived on Harrow's Point. She was captivated by the lighthouse's eerie beauty. It was a subject begging to be captured, its weathered stone and rusted iron whispering tales of time and tragedy. She set up her equipment, her camera a shield against the encroaching unease. The air was heavy with the smell of salt and decay. The wind howled like a banshee, its mournful cry echoing through the empty rooms of the lighthouse. Olivia felt a chill run down her spine, a sense of being watched, observed by unseen eyes. She shook off the feeling, attributing it to the isolation. The lighthouse was a labyrinth of cold, damp rooms and winding staircases. Olivia explored each level, her camera clicking, documenting every nook and cranny. In the keeper's quarters, she discovered a dust-covered logbook. Its yellowed pages contained the scrawled handwriting of the former keeper, his words filled with longing and despair. The keeper wrote of his love, a woman named Amelia, lost at sea. He wrote of his grief, his loneliness, and the strange occurrences that plagued him. Olivia felt a pang of sympathy for the keeper, a man consumed by his sorrow. The lighthouse, she realized, held a deep sadness, a palpable weight of despair. As the sun began to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the walls, Olivia felt a shift in the atmosphere. The silence of the lighthouse was broken by the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, echoing from the floors above. She dismissed it as her imagination, but the feeling of unease persisted. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls, faint and indistinct, like the rustling of silk dresses. Olivia tried to convince herself it was the wind whistling through the cracks in the old building. But deep down, a primal fear began to take root. She was not alone. Section 5. A face in the lens. Olivia continued to photograph, her camera a lifeline to the familiar. She captured the sweeping views from the top of the tower, the crashing waves below, and the setting sun painting the sky in hues of blood orange and deep violet. It was when she developed her photos that she noticed something truly unsettling. In several of the photos, a translucent figure appeared beside her, a woman with long, flowing hair and a sorrowful expression. Olivia's blood ran cold. She recognized the figure from the keeper's description of his lost love, Amelia. Section 6. The Storm. As darkness descended, the wind howled with renewed fury and a storm rolled in from the sea. Olivia found herself trapped in the lighthouse, the waves crashing against the rocks below with terrifying force. She retreated to the keeper's quarters, seeking solace in the familiarity of the logbook. The storm raged throughout the night, the lighthouse groaning under the onslaught. Olivia huddled in the corner, her camera clutched tightly in her hands. She could feel a presence in the room with her, cold and ethereal, watching her, waiting. Section 7. Trapped. The storm showed no signs of abating. Olivia was stranded, her only connection to the outside world the flickering signal on her phone. The battery dwindled with each passing hour. She was running out of time. Fear gnawed at her, amplified by the isolation and the strange occurrences that continued to plague her. The footsteps grew louder, closer. The whispers morphed into soft sobs, filled with an unbearable sadness. Olivia felt a cold hand brush against her cheek and she flinched, her heart pounding in her chest. Section 8. The apparition. In a flash of lightning, Olivia saw her. Standing at the foot of the bed, a shimmering figure, almost translucent with hauntingly familiar features. It was the woman from her photographs, the keeper's lost love, Amelia. Amelia's eyes met Olivia's, filled with a deep sorrow, a longing that transcended death. She reached out a hand, her touch icy cold, yet strangely comforting. Olivia felt a sense of peace wash over her, a strange acceptance of the situation. Section 9. The empty room. When the storm finally broke, the rescue team found the lighthouse empty. Olivia was gone, vanished without a trace. Her equipment remained untouched, her belongings left behind as if she had simply disappeared into thin air. The authorities searched for days, but no sign of Olivia was ever found. The locals, however, were not surprised. They knew the stories of the lighthouse, the legend of the heartbroken keeper and his lost love. They whispered that Olivia had become another soul claimed by Harrow's Point. Section 10. Olivia's last photo. The only clue to Olivia's disappearance was her camera, discovered on the rocks below the lighthouse, battered but intact. The memory card held a final image, a chilling self-portrait taken in the keeper's quarters. Olivia's face was pale, her eyes wide with terror. Standing behind her, arm draped possessively around her shoulders, was the ghostly figure of Amelia. Her expression was no longer sorrowful, but one of grim satisfaction, as if she had finally found what she had been searching for. Section 11. The Search. The lighthouse on Harrow's Point stands to this day, a lonely sentinel against the crashing waves. Ships still give it a wide berth, their crews whispering tales of the lost souls said to haunt its halls. And somewhere lost in the annals of time is the story of Olivia, the photographer who vanished into the legend of the lighthouse, forever bound to the spirit of the keeper's lost love.